Please make your way to gate 814. Your flight has boarded.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Fixin Rusty YouTube channel. Today we are back with our 1983 Chevy C10. As you may remember, we got it running and driving last time. Got it down the highway, made a few miles with it, but ultimately the clutch, something happened, got stuck, and that's kind of where we had to leave it off. I had to get home. So we're back to finish it up today, to go ahead and get the transmission sorted out, so we can get her back on the road. So we're back up in Oklahoma today. Beautiful day. It's much cooler this week than it was last time we were up here, so I'm looking forward to that. So let's dive right in it, and let's see what we've got to work on this time, so we can get this rig on the road with the goal of getting it ready and driving it home, roughly 500 miles back to Texas. Let's go. And let's go over our list here before we get too carried away and tell you what we're going to try to get done this week or in the next few days, hopefully. Like I said, we got the transmission issue. We got to get that sorted out. Brakes, we got brakes. I got master cylinder for it, calipers, pads, rotors, wheel cylinders, all the brake hoses. We need to go through all those. As you probably remember, or may not remember, they do work, but they work poorly, so we need to get that sorted out. Gauges, we don't have any gauges currently that seem to work other than maybe the water temp, but I don't think it's working either. So I brought some stuff from home that I had on the shelf, so between some conglomeration of cobbled together parts and pieces, I think we can make it work and try to get the factory gauges working again. If not, we'll throw some aftermarket ones in it to get us home, and then we'll address that later, but I think we can get it going. So what else we got on here? Lights, don't have any that work hardly. I've got all new pigtails for most of that stuff, so we can start chopping and wiring and hopefully get those back together again. Oh, timing, idle. The idle's a little bit funny on it. We just dropped that new distributor in at the end of the last video, and I didn't have a chance to set the timing or anything, so I need to check on that. Alternator belt, we gotta clean it up. Oh, we've got a little bit of a coolant leak in the thermostat housing, so we'll get that addressed. And we might do a coolant flush on it if we get time. I don't know, and whatever random stuff pops up we come across. So I think we're gonna go ahead and dig in and get started with the transmission, because we can't do anything without any gears. So 4 neutrals is doing us no good. So let's start there with it and see what we got going on there. Well, welcome to the bottom of the truck again. Let's see if we can see anything with our handy dandy camera here. See if we can fish this guy in here. Ooh, lots of fluff in there, lots of fur. Whoa, what is that? There's a lot of junk in there, that's for sure. If you can see that or not. Definitely some debris in there. Ew. Happens if we go in further. More debris. Okay. Well, I can't really see the clutch, but I can see there's a bunch of crap in there. So next step is, let me see if there's a front cover on here that's removable. Pretty sure there is. And see maybe if I can fish some stuff out of it and go from there. Ew. Definitely got at least a mouse house in here, if nothing else. I can't see anything grenaded or necessarily in pieces with the clutch. Oh, there's a lot more in there. Oh, hey-oh. There we go. Definitely some nestage. Okay, let's see if we can evict these guys, and well, I hope for their sake they're already gone. Oh well, let's go a little further. Maybe we can go a little further. Oh, there's a pressure plate. There's some clutch fingers. Oh, turn, maybe turn, turn, pivot, pivot. Oh, there we go. I see rust, I see rat piss, I see some kind of pack rat action, but that's about it. No catastrophic anything visible. Let's see if we can pull the cover off and clean some of this junk out of here and then take it from there. While we're still under here, I do got to show you this though, just to make you jealous. Driver's side floor looks good. We didn't check that last time, but she looks solid. Hot damn, it does work. Got one of these new fancy GoPro cameras and you can talk to the damn thing. I just told it to start recording. Okay, apparently you don't mention it by name though, because then it turns itself off. Okay, that filter was not coming off without a strap wrench. That's for damn sure. Ooh, pull the plug, pull the plug, pull the plug. Pack rat droppings. That's fine. A little dark, a little gassy. Where'd that go? Stuff's already falling out of there. Eee, look at what all that is. Okay, move these out of here so we don't get lost. Our tray. Starters out of the way, oil filters off. Ooh. Okay. There's some stuff. There's some stuff. Yep, there's stuff. No. We got an update. Pulling the transmission out of it. See if we get all the crap out of the bell housing. It's kind of funny in there. The clutch fork feels funny too. It's hung up. Something's not right inside. So we're gonna try to just pull the transmission half. I've already got the drive shaft out. It's gonna need a carrier bearing, it looks like. Managed to drop a U-joint cap and spill needles everywhere, so might need that. What else? Transmission mount, the threads were all stripped out of it, so barely got that off, so gonna need that too. So the more we take off, the more it's gonna need. So let's go ahead and pull the transmission out the rest of the way, and then we'll probably need a transmission. Okay, we got updates. So got this thing apart. As you can see, we've got clutch things, clutch things I don't know about, but those clutch things, other than the rat fur and varmint urine, looks fine. Throwout bearing looks fine. A little bit of wear, just ignore that, but it spins good. Hard to do with one hand under here, but what we're seeing and what I think is going on is when I try to slide this throwout bearing on here and try to operate this guy, it is very gummy and stiff, and I can get it on there by hand, as you can see, but it takes a lot to move it, and then it does not want to come off. So I think what's going on is it's just really dried and gummed up. And when I pushed the clutch down that one time, it just decided, I'm done, I don't want to come back. And but that's, I think, what we got. So I'm gonna clean this guy up, get some brake cleaner, clean this thing up real good. We'll go back in and put some wheel bearing grease on it, get her lubed up, make sure this is moving good. I don't really see anything wrong here, but again, I don't know what I'm looking at either. So you guys tell me where I went wrong here, but everything, clutch finger fork thingies look pretty normal. Little tabs on the fork look fine. Not seeing anything there. So try to put this back together, clean it up, and hopefully that will fix our problem. Carrier bearing, looking great. Looking great. Look at that. We got a new one, don't worry. So we're gonna work on that, and I'll show you what else we got going on here. Throwout bearing seems to be fine, and finally got it cleaned up. I got all that sticky, nasty grease out of there. What was left of it was just very sticky. So I got to go underneath still and do the same thing on the input shaft on the transmission. And we'll glob this thing back together with some wheel bearing grease, stick it back up in there and put it back together, and hopefully it works. Let's go ahead and see if we can clean this guy out a little bit. See if this transmission doesn't fall on my head first. All right, let's go here. Ah. Oh no, camera down. You guys go for a ride on me? I think the rest will burn up in the atmosphere. Alright, grease on my head, that's fun. Okay, let's get out of here. Ooh, is that a glass pack? What is that? It is, with the rust hole in it. Sweet. Let's go ahead and try to get the shaft cleaned off here. Always gotta make sure your shaft is good and clean. It's important. So much grit and stuff floating around under here now. That's bad. Did I hit it? Y'all tell me if I'm hitting it. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's what she's supposed to do. That is not what it did before. At all. All right, let's lube her down. Get you a good little bit here. Glob her on. There you go. Get up in there, all up in it. I'm just packing a little bit down in that groove in this throwout bearing. I don't know, it's probably what you're supposed to do. We're gonna roll with that. Pretty good, pretty good. Seems excessive. That seems to be what it's supposed to do. All right, we got the transmission back in it, and it still doesn't work. So that's the big revelation. Apparently it wasn't just throwout bearings, so we do have something going on with the clutch. So I think I'll save that for tomorrow. Pull that transmission back out and check it out, and probably gonna need a clutch. So easy fix wasn't easy, and it wasn't the right fix. So I guess I'll work on something else for a little while. Maybe some wiring. All right, things escalated. Went ahead and took it apart. As you can see, transmission's out again. This time we took the clutch and pressure plate out. This is what we got for flywheel, and I still have yet to see anything major wrong. So we got to get out from underneath here and take a look at that. I don't know, maybe start throwing parts at it. Well, we have yet to solve the mystery, but we got it apart. Like I kind of showed you underneath earlier. This is our clutch. I don't know, it doesn't look bad to me. Looks okay. Everything here looks pretty fine. Where it's supposed to be. Throwout bearing does throw out stuff. Looks like it's fine in there. It moves in and out. Center it up. It's on the ball here. So the only thing I can maybe see is on our pressure plate here. If you look, you'll see some fur and junk down in there in those fingers. And my thought process is it possible it sucked in that rodent nest in here and jammed it between the fingers and the face of that pressure plate and is not letting it release all the way, and therefore just enough to keep it up, off of the flywheel. So that's the theory right now. So probably just put a clutch and pressure plate in it. So I'm gonna call O'Reilly,
get that ordered, get that here overnight so that we can get out here in the morning and do it. But I think that's going to do it for today. So we'll be back at it tomorrow, hopefully with a little bit better outcome.
Good morning, everybody. Day 2 with our C10 here. See if we can get it ready to run and drive 500 miles back home. We left off yesterday with clutch problems, possibly, maybe. So we've got new clutch kit today. Just got back from O'Reilly, got that guy, new transmission mount, and we've got a new carrier bearing too to get that put in. So I think we're going to start with all this, try to get this clutch in and progress from there. So let's get to it and let's see if we can get some gears. Here's the side-by-side on our 2 pressure plates. As you can see, the fingers stick out a significant amount on this one, and our old one here does not. So again, I don't know a whole lot about these things, but one thing doesn't look like the other, and it looks like the plate here is fairly close to the edge of this outer housing. That's hard to see, but it's closer than this one is already, it looks like to me. So don't know if that's our problem, but it's different, so we're gonna try it. All right, we are clutch attempt number 1. Muscle this thing up in there if I can. Come on, baby, squeeze through there. Just squeeze through. I think I need a lift. Come on, be the right direction. I got one hand. It'll be a good day, Tater. Nope, not if it cross threads. Cross thread is not better than no thread when it comes to your clutch. I mentioned I need a lift. Damn it, this thing's heavy. Come on, baby. Come on. You guys don't try this at home. I highly do not recommend it. This has got to be about the most difficult way to do a clutch. This ratchet. It's garbage. I took my good ratchet at the airport last time. Who knew you can't travel with the tool longer than 7 inches? It looks okay. Oh, shoot. Dang it. What a pain. Already worn out. I gotta get those 2 in first. You guys wanted to see the wrenching, so here it is. There we go. Way better. This ratchet. Cross threading. Let's see. And that has definitely started. Oh, baby. Roll up in there. That one's boogered up. Crunchy. Wow. Now, I know those other 2 bolts are probably too tight, but that's okay for right now. I'm just trying to get these just started, and then we'll worry about that in a bit. There we go. That feels better. That feels less cross-thready. And I think we're aligned. Just like that, you too can have an aligned clutch. Now we're cooking with gas. Crisco, Spam, mac and cheese, one of them. Lard. Let's get a little cross thread here and there. Get you guys so you can see something here actually for once. Right, riveting stuff. Literally, look at all these rivets. We're getting there now. Is this the proper torque sequence? Just a little here, a little there. It's probably pretty good. There you are, you little bugger. He's close. Pop her in. I think we're good. It's good and loose. Easy to slide in now. I think that's what you want. You guys tell me in the comments. What do we do now? We just sort of crank it down, I guess, evenly. Is that the deal? Remember to go in the star pattern. However, I just did. Don't do that. And you'd be shocked to realize or to know that I did not bring a torque wrench. So that's about right. So I think when it starts to spin the motor over, we're pretty much there. I'm gonna use that as my spec. Get out of here, mosquito. Interrupting the flight path. Okay, let's see if we can do a little rotation in the situation. Oop, compression. Come on. We had a little tiny gap there before.
All right, I'm gonna stick that one in the dome. Make sure. And looks good. Couple cranks on just for good measure here. Yeah, that's tight. All right, that's it. Now let's get out of here and get our bell housing. Try to finagle that guy back up in here. We got a new throwout bearing for that. And it needs to go right here. So I'm gonna get to that. Oh my gosh, what a pain in the ass. But we love it, right? Okay, bell housing time. Will it fit? Stay tuned. It surely wins the race. Oh, get in there. Watch the fingers. Where's the dowels? Where are you, dowel? Where are you? There it is. I see it. Okay. Did I get the Z-bar? Nope, missed it. Can we get it without? Off there. Come on, get in the hole. Actually, you know what? We need to lube up our our Z-bar first. So look, Dairy Queen. Okay. A little dab will do ya. It's too much, so that'll do it. Slob the old knob here. She rides on. Perfect. Okay. I know you can't see it, but what I'm doing is trying to jam this ball widget into this Z-bar thingy first, like that. There we go. And then we're trying to pop it up on the dowels up on the block, like that, and not pinch this wiring harness like that. Okay. I don't know. We got 2 out of 3. That's not bad. Okay. And you guys let me know if I'm close. It's hard to see. I think we got it. Okay. Oh, now the fun part. Okay, there's 1. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4. I'm not doing clutches anymore. 5, 6, I'm probably gonna wreck it in a ditch. 7, 8, I'm already gonna get home late. 9, 10, I'm dumb enough, I'll probably do it again. Okay. Should put out an album. Mine at this rate. Fixin' Rusty's Christmas hits. It's got a nice ring to it. Isn't that what all the great country artists do when they're out of good ideas? They just make a country or a Christmas album. Yeah, I think that's what we should do if we ever get this bell housing in. Transmission going in. Prepare to be amazed by my amazing strength or lack of. Okay. Yep. Floor jack time. See, she's leaking again. Perfect. She's been after me right in the face. Great. Laying on the starter bolts, that hurts. Let the engine down a little bit, just ease it real slow. And then, okay, let me see what I can, just everything is in the way here. I can't get to anything. There it goes. Okay. And just like that, you too can install a 3-speed, I don't know, as a Saginaw on your back in a barn. Laying on a trunk floor insert for a Subaru Outback. Transmission mount time. We can't get this thing installed. Bought a new one. Bud's wrong. And they don't have any in the catalog that are right. So this one's going back in. And we'll get back to it later if we have to. The mount itself is fine. It's the threads on the nut that are kind of messed up, but I found a stack of washers, so that'll take care of it. Okay, let's go ahead and let her down. Okay, engine and transmission didn't fall out of it, so that's a win. I think that means we're on the right track. Let's see if we can stack all these washers in here now. Oh yeah,
That's the trick. She's a little soft, but it definitely grabs a lot better with those washers. A little soft, but yeah, that'll work. That'll work for now. All right, let's see if we can get the damn starter back on, thus plate on. Get right up under it, that way when it falls, it smacks me in the face. Knock some rat turds off this. Yeah, it's ready for install. Officially cleaned, proper. We'll come around over here. This might be more of a fun angle. What do you think? What you got out there?
Working up a tool.
Tool?
Yeah, patches out here with a Craftsman 3/8 to 1/4 inch drive and
Oh.
1/4 inch drive socket.
There we go.
Figure you need that someplace.
Yeah. That ratchet's probably been around since the war. Ain't no telling where that stuff came from around here. Will it tighten? Should have got the ratchet wrench out, but I didn't. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Good enough. Okay, starter time. You don't see a starter bolt happen to be laying out there, do you? Any of y'all see a starter bolt anywhere? There it is. Found it. You don't quit looking now. Finally gonna put our Wix oil filter on that we didn't do last time. Yeah. Go ahead and snap that off. Good. Perfect. One more, just for good measure. One more oogie doogie. Okay, we found it, the elusive Wix. 5, 10, 60, or 61, your flavor, your choice. We got our strap wrench now. That prevented us from changing it the first time. There we go. Okay, filter going in. And no, I didn't put any oil in it. But I do need some on that seal. There's gotta be a leak under here, or a drip. Wheel bearing grease ought to do it. Put a little on there, a little dab will do you. There you go, good luck in there. You know, remember, we talked about this. No loud noises. Good enough. I think we are ready for a drive shaft, which means we're ready for a carrier bearing. So we get out from underneath this pile and see if we can get that thing back together. Welcome to the workbench, where it is time to swap out our carrier bearing. I don't know if you can tell what might be wrong with this one, or if there's anything you see, but it's bad. So we have got to put on a new one. And I don't have a shop press out here. I barely got electricity, no running water. So I'm gonna try to do the old Death Wheel 900 on this bearing race. Do a little choppy and knock this guy off. And then we'll find some drill stem or a big socket, or I don't know, fence post or something around here on my grandparents' property, and we'll get the other one put back on. I think we can get a punch and give it a good whack and see what happens now. There's something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rear back and swing at it and knock the piss out of it with my purse, and this is just going to come right off. Oopsie. Yeah, we'll give her another slice and dice over here on the other side. It should come off. All right, safety squints engaged. Ah, not my good short. There we go. And this is a pretty precision operation, so it's a very special grinder you want to use, not just any Drill Master $14.99, $10.99 I think if you have a coupon grinder. You want to use a special one, not this one. So don't use this grinder unless you like chunks of grinder in your face. Where's my punch? Here it is. Is it a punch or a railroad spike? That's debatable. There we go. That's off. My balls fell out. Keep those jokes to yourself. I've got kids watching. Okay.
We are down to dust collar here, or retaining sleeve, whatever you want to call it, and the inner race. So I think we can get those off, and we should be close here. Let's try it. All right, now let's see if it'll come apart. I think so. Yep. Cut. All right, just like that, it's off. All right, we've got a piece of plastic PVC pipe, the old race I've slid up on here, and I'm gonna try to beat the piss out of it, and maybe it'll go on. And when it doesn't, then we'll figure out we got to get a steel pipe, but we'll see how tight it is. So. Does it do anything? Yep. Whoa, swing and a miss. Ooh, that hurt.
It's moving.
Ah, right in the leg. Yeah, thing exploded. Stabbed me in the leg. Yeah, it's moving. Okay. Let's see if I can explode the rest of it here. All right, safety squints. I think we might be close. All right, final step. This guy. Let's see if we can't get this stuck on there now. Press my luck here. Ooh, feels pretty firm.
Yeah.
Give me a whack or two here and just see, but I think that might be it. Ow! Yep, that's it. Sucker split and grab my hand. Yep, that hurt. All right, we're good. Call it done, I think. Get this guy out of my life before I lose a digit. Well, I managed to drop the U-joint, or had to pop this thing out pretty aggressively because it was frozen in there. And needle joint or needle bearings went everywhere. I fished them all out, I thought, but it looks like I'm a couple short. So we got to go back to O'Reilly, buy a U-joint so I can steal a cap off of it, and then see if we can finish getting this guy back together here. But it's going good so far. Just one little hang up with that. Once we have this, then we can go ahead and put the drive shaft back in it, drive line, test it, make sure it works. Feels like it will. And then we can move on to probably brakes next. So it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go grab some lunch, swing by the local O'Reilly and get one of these little bastards, and then we'll come back and keep trucking. Okay, we're gonna try it now. I think we got it. Dialed. The pedal was still really sloppy, and it felt like it was engaging all the way at the very bottom, and it was like you had to have it on the floor. Ran that guy up a little bit, and we got it now where it's just a little bit off the floor, so, or off the initial push. So I think we're good. So go ahead and start her up. Let's see what we got in reverse here first. Yeah. Oh, killed it. try first. Yep, she's working. All right, I think we got gears. What do we think? Is it better or worse? I don't know. I don't know. Just wait till we get it cleaned up. All right. Let's see what she's got. Right away. Well, I'd say we had a successful day. I think that's going to do it though for today. We're going to wrap up, head home. Tomorrow we got to get back and I want to look at the brakes and see how far we're going to go with that. They seem to be working pretty dang good just driving around here. So we'll get into that. I'd like to get the gauges working. I've got a little bit of work to do to make sure the turn signals are working reliably, hopefully. I think that's the majority of it. But I'm going to get this sucker backed in. We're going to shut it down, call it a day, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back. We're here on I guess, what are we, day 3 on this thing again? Our 1983 C10. Yesterday we got the clutch in, got the transmission back in, we got gears. So things are looking up, I think. This morning we're going to take it down to the car wash, put a few miles on it, get her cleaned up a little bit, and we've got a pretty long list of stuff to go through today to try to get it roadworthy to make 500 miles, hopefully. Brakes were going to be the #1 concern. I'm going to need to go through and do some stuff there, although magically yesterday the brakes just sort of started working a lot better. Maybe it's from when we smoked them, dragging it with a chain to get it over here. Maybe something knocked some rust off, woke itself up. I don't know. So, but we're going to take a look at it, go through some of that. Got a list here of other small stuff. We've still got gauges we got to see if we can get working. We've got lights. We got to make sure they're working reliably. I do want to check the timing on this thing still. We got an alternator belt to do. We got a little small coolant leak, a thermostat housing. We got to grease the drive shaft, top off some fluids, that kind of thing. So a lot of little stuff to do, but we're going to get started here first thing, I think. Take it down to the car wash, put some miles on it, see what other kind of drivability issues we might have, and then take that from there and probably add some more things to the list. But we got another long day. The goal is this is going to be the last day, and then hopefully I can hit the road early in the morning. Update, we got the timing adjusted. Just checked it. I had a suspicion it was kind of on the lower side, and it was about 4 degrees of timing. Cranked it up, put 12 in it at base with the distributor disconnected, so we should be in the ballpark there, 10 to 14 range on these. Should be pretty good. So we'll start with 12, and idle already came up. It already seems happier, so, and it starts good. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the car wash now, see how it drives. Okay, second gear, still running, still squeaking. Third gear nice and easy.
got a squeak. Sounds like it's coming from the left front maybe. Pulls a little to the right. She definitely likes the right ditch better than the left ditch. I'm gonna guess that might be a wear indicator. We might have smoked the brake pads on this thing, dragging it with the chain. Getting a little bit of smoke, but not bad. I think it'll come around. Not terrible. We're not fumigating the whole county, so that's a start. Gauges don't work still. We're going 55. Doesn't have a ton of power, but it feels way, way better now than it did before when it had no timing in it. 12 degrees woke up a little bit. We need gauges though. I need to know what the heck's going on here. We got a squeaking to address for sure. Easy girl, 45 through town. We get the Barney Fifes on you here. They'd love nothing more than to give me a ticket in this thing, I'm sure here. Guy in a scooter? What's up, guy in a scooter? She's got better brakes. She definitely has better brakes than that. Yeah, here we go. What a unit, 3 miles, no problems, I'm ready. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. Wash your truck, we wash it every day and night. Washing off our patina. More paint, Sam. Alright, she's cleaned up, she does run, she sprays. She's got a built-in sprinkler system now, so I think that does it for the cleanup. We're going to drive it over here and see if we can suck some mouse turds out of it. We didn't get the jams very well or the doors, but hey, it's good enough. This will get us home. Man, she's definitely a farm truck. We get in here and clean this mess up. Maybe make it a little bit nicer. Well, in somewhat typical car wash fashion, at least to run from, the vacuums don't work. None of them. This one, you can hear it running. No sucky, just noise. So I guess we'll go rummage around my grandpa's shop and see if we can come up with a vacuum cleaner. I don't know. Fires right up. Here we go. Okay. There it goes. Man, I could not get it in a second. That's weird. Well, this little small town sure got big. Okay, we got first gear. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I was trying to put it in reverse on accident. Seems fine now. Probably user error. Sorry, new driver. I need one of those yellow stickers, student driver stickers. Student driver on 3 on the tree. Just out here driving in my old Chevy that smells like rat piss because the vacuum doesn't work at the deal. Okay, we're back. 6 miles, I think successful. No gauges, don't know. Engine might work, don't know. Didn't die. Squeaky sound, no serious smoke. Other than that, looks great. So we're gonna get in here and start working on the other stuff. Wish me luck. Got back, found out grandpa's. Sucky. Not the best, but hey, it'll help get the mouse house out of here in the third. Put a blanket out of right here. I think we got a mouse house. We got to serve an eviction notice too under here. Alright, oh, come on. Don't be any animals living in here. Any dead. It's going to scare me. Gross. Boy, we got an adventure under here. Just more and more. That's probably good. Afraid to dig too far under there. We'll save that for when we take the seat out of it. Okay, I think that's going to do it for the vacuuming. We'll take it. Bottle cap, throw that guy away. But we scored a bottle opener. Echo, made in USA. Okay. Can tapper. Accurate profile. Okay. Little stick tape measure jobber. Okay. And most importantly, we've reduced the amount of rat turds in the operation. We've definitely not gotten rid of them all, but way better. Let's go ahead and get our alternator belt on since she chewed it up at the car wash, or on the way to the car wash. Just kind of saw that one coming. Was on our list. Come on, be the right size. Be the right size today. This thing's got 3 blades on the fan. That's kind of interesting. They're like, well, it's only got a 305. It doesn't have any air conditioning, so I don't know. How many blades do you think it needs, Bob? I don't know. 3? Sure. Okay. We'll just put 3 on it then. Okay. And I think that's how it goes in those meetings. At least that's what I tell myself. There we go. Yep. Okay. And get my cheater pipe. Get that tight. I think this hole is meant so you can try to snap off the alternator. There we go. snuggle eyes on this guy. And what you want to do is this needs to feel like a banjo string, and that's when you know you got it. When you hear it playing dueling banjos and you stop right there. Okay, nailed it. That should be good, I think, until it's not. And then we'll do it again. Now let's see if she squeals. Okay. I just don't make them like they used to. Threw that thing off. Tossed it right off. Why did you do that? Did you guys see that? What happened? Somebody tell me. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then I'm gonna assume it wasn't my fault. It was something else's fault. Up on there. Okay. You're there. Yep, you're there, you're there, you're there. Crowbar in here. Okay. Alignment's perfect. Give myself a concussion putting on an alternator belt. Hang on here. Yep, that's in there. Well, what's wrong? Do I have an alternator that's mad? Probably. It just shot it right off. You guys at home already know why. I'm here trying to figure it out. Do we smell smoke? Our alternator's not happy. Hang on. See if we can. I don't know how loud it's supposed to be, but I know how loud it is. That's very hot. That alternator is hot. Yeah. It should not be hot like that. Ooh, that is hot.
Nope, it's got a problem.
Front shaft is very hot. Yeah, yeah, it needs an alternator. Yeah, I was like, that's the only way to explain it. So yeah. Okay, real-time diagnosis. It broke. Alternator is smoked. So, guess we'll get on the horn and see if we can scrounge one of those up too. Throw some more money at it. All right, what else? Let's go ahead and take a look at the gauges. I want to take this out real quick and test a few things and see. I think the printed circuit's probably bad on this. That's kind of normal. Real quick, I got another cluster too I had on the shelf, so it's something we can test, I think, fairly efficiently. So let's do that. I'd like to have gauges. Even the factory ones, they're fine in these trucks when they work. It's just hit and miss if they work. So plus it's almost lunchtime and I feel like I need to get something else done today before lunch. And let's go ahead and put those here in a pile where we're sure to lose them. I guess this can also be a tutorial on how to take your gauges apart and your square body. It's not very hard. I recommend a screwdriver, a bit on a dirt falling out of that, on a drill or on an impact driver. Your short screws go there, your longer ones go around the perimeter. And this guy, normally on automatic you just got to put that guy down, but this is easier. Pull this guy up. He should come out. Dump the rat turds out of it. And give her a shimmy and a shake. And see if you missed any screws. Nope, you did. Missed 2 screws. My bad. You shouldn't have to pull the headlight switch off, but sometimes you can. It makes it a little easier. Tray here could be kind of a booger to get past the dash pad. Sometimes you got to do that too. See if that'll give it enough. No, still not enough. Don't make me take the whole dash loose. There we go. There we go. Just like that. It's that easy. Be careful not to scratch up your rat turds. This is all going to get cleaned up later. Anybody doubting it was a real farm truck? There you go. There's your proof. Let's just see what if we can get it out without taking the dash loose. Those are going to be your short screws. There should be, yeah, this guy's going to have to come up and out. There's a dauber. Another dauber. That one there. Don't lose it. These tabs are usually all broken or break when you take them out, so this one will probably break. That's just kind of how these are. And I'm gonna have to go ahead and pull some more screws on the dash to get that up. Come on now. Okay. Maybe that'll give us enough range. There we go. That one's in there. She's crunchy, crispy. Okay, that's it. Speedo cable should clip and pull out. Let me see, the easiest way to get to it is normally from the bottom, but let me see if I can get my hand in here. I'm gonna have to do it from the bottom. Okay, I got that guy unplugged, and you just kind of have to shimmy these up over the edge of the dash like that, slide it this way and then out. It's kind of a goofy design. Tilt this guy, and you're gonna have two tabs here. Squeeze them, give them a little jiggle jangle. I can already see the back of this does not look great, so ooh, ow, ow, ow. Looking for any spots that are delaminated or burned, which that is pretty good. Yeah, we got some delamination here around the alternator, the voltmeter. A lot of corrosion here on these connectors. They are definitely kind of pulled up a little, kind of, ooh, that one like rotted off. You see that, the more I mess with that, the more it falls apart. That may be why oil pressure is not working, but I got a whole other cluster. I think maybe I will just plug it in and see what it does. I can go down the rabbit hole of making sure we've got power where we're supposed to on these connectors. I've already checked the dash fuse with continuity the last time, and it's fine, or it was. I'll check it again, but. And this is the new cluster I got. New. I don't know, some stuff I got at the junkyard that I hadn't been able to use on anything. I kind of hoard these things on C10 parts, but the little widget here is broken off. The ear right here, that's for the cable that goes down and clips onto the collar on the steering column for your shift indicator on an automatic. But we don't need that on this one, so this is a perfect application for it, assuming it works. And it's untested, but it looks way better, so we're going to try it. But I've apparently robbed a few screws off this to piece together another one at some point, so I'm going to have to piece this one back together now. So we got our new cluster connected here. It's not all put together, but I just want to test this and see what we've got, leave what's working, what's not working. Let's see. That should be full. Altimeter. What are we, a pilot here? Well, actually I do have a pilot license, so I guess that counts, but that's another story for another day. Voltmeter. It's got volts. That is responding. These guys snap to 0. That's what you want when you turn the key. Let's see what she does when we start it. We got oil pressures, and we got no charging because our alternator is disconnected. But most importantly, we got oil pressures. We got over 30. See that? So now we can watch that. It does move with idle. It does appear to be working, so our sensors appear to be good. Oh hey, look who else decided to join the party. Mr. Fuel Gauge here. Let's see how he's gonna do. Maybe he just needed to wake up, take a little siesta. Come on, Mr. Fuel Gauge, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Be curious about our temp gauge to see if it starts to come up. Yeah, that's right. Those all seem to work. Okay, I think we might have working gauges. And how about signals? Okay, yep. It doesn't like it when I do the signals. It's doing something funky, but that's okay. That's temporary. Right turn. We got nothing on the right. So we'll need to dig into that. Anything? Anybody home? Hello? No. Hazards don't seem to work. Probably a flasher problem. Partial success. So I'm going to continue to monitor the sitch here and see if this thing comes to life, and then I'll let you know here in a minute. I should have shown this because this was a pretty good deal, but I think we got our gauges working now. I'll just walk and I'll kind of show you what I did. You can do this at home too if you're having a problem with these old school gauges. this is your green wire here. This is your coolant temp wire, just sensor that screws into the head here. You gotta be careful of this guy too. It's got some clips along the block that keep it off the exhaust, so, and they like to pop out. So I had a feeling that it's possible that that thing had popped out and melted the wire, so we could have had a wiring issue. But looking at it, I said, well, let's test it. So got a test lead or whatever wire you got you can use. Pulled the connector off, scratched on it pretty good with a screwdriver because it was kind of nasty, kind of corroded, and just ground this guy out. First I had to kind of flick the gauge to wake it up, but as soon as I did, it pegged it out. When I grounded it, take the ground off, drop back down, and that's what you want to see. If your gauge, if you're grounding out the gauge and it's going bananas, pegging out, then your wiring and your gauge should be good. And if it's still not working after that, sensor issue most likely. So maybe not 100%, but that's an easy way to test it. If you ground this guy out and nothing is happening, you've got something going on in your wiring somewhere. So I'll take it. It seems that our gauges are all working, at least the important ones. Our turn signal system is still a little screwy and the hazard's screwy, and the backlights don't seem to work ever. And you turn the headlights on and the gauges hate it. So there's something still going on here. And I'll work on that later. I don't have time for all that while we're here, but I at least got the main gauges to work. So that's a win. So I'm gonna finish these up, clean this guy up, and put this thing back together and get it all done. And then we'll move on to the next thing. We have returned from destinations unknown with our new alternator here. See if we can get something to alternate, whatever these things do, and get this guy going and maybe not throwing belts. So let's see, I guess this widget goes here. That looks right. O'Reilly apparently carries 2 brands of these things now. I didn't know that. So I got the one with the better reviews. In our local store here, Total America happens to carry them, so that's good. They've had tons of parts for these trucks. I know most places anymore, it gets fewer and further between to find a local store that keeps stuff for these things in stock, or anything old really. Okay, something tells me it might leak oil. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. Come on now. You're right there. Just right there. Come on. You just gotta give her a little tap. About like that. And that should fix it. Again. Ish. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Flip that guy around. Little tip here, wire this guy before you put the top bolt in. Make your life a lot easier. Get in here a little closer, baby. You guys are all hanging out up here. You can't see a damn thing. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, how about that? Better? There we go. Ultra close mode. Y'all don't want me in the shot anyways. The alternator's the story. Jam that through there. Don't drop it. Should be a 7/16-ish 10 millimeter or something or other thing. Oh, hey, this ratchet is gonna kill me yet. That's probably good enough to charge. Well, don't tell me it's... I did it again. Tell me this is some kind of chicken chow mein size. There we go. And it's just that easy. Wait, it's not that easy. There we go. Now it's standard thread. Okay, where's our other plug at? Oh. We get too carried away. Tight, connected. All right, let's see. Here we go. Oh, she about blew the voltmeter out of it, knocking down about 14, every bit of it. Oil pressure is oil pressuring, 30 plus, coolant temp, cold. Fuel gauge, still not sure about life. All right, got my dad taking her for a rip here. He's more of the 3 on the tree expert growing up on the farm. Here he comes, coming in hot. He's off of turn 3. There he is. He's on the pavement on the turn 4. It's just like Daytona where you got to go half beach, half pavement. This is kind of the same thing. She's still running, looking good. Look at that unit. Well, we've got working lights, sorta, working-ish. What we had to do was this ground wire here was pulled completely loose. I just pulled the back of that socket off and kind of jammed it back up in there, and we got one side to work. The other side not getting power. We don't need both sides, we just need one just in case. This guy over here, same thing, one works, one doesn't. Used our multimeter and our handy Tease power probe to test the bulbs, make sure the headlights were fine, and they were fine. I can send power to the high and low beam and they work fine. So, and pop that guy on, and there we go. Not the brightest things you've ever seen, but it counts. So we got lights, I think, till that ground wire pops out. But we got lights, so on to the brakes, I think. We'll check that out. I'm gonna look at the front and just see what the pads look like, the rotors, check the bearings. Brake lines. Brake line 1 leak deleted our handy dandy for trailer brake controller that went inside the cab that was tied into the brake line. We took that fitting out. This little guy here. So that should keep us from having the dripping on the floor we had. And I think I'm still gonna take a look at the brakes real quick, see what we got there. I'm gonna make a lap around it, make sure I don't need to re-bleed these things. Feels fine, pedal feels fine just sitting here. So that's done. We're getting down to it. I think this is the last thing really, is check the brakes, load it up, and see what it does. So I'm gonna get into these brakes real quick, and we'll see what we got going on there. Oh, let's see. We'll go ahead and use our tire here. Yeah. Maybe. Nah, that'll work. Let's just see. Ouch. Hurts your ears. We'll drive. Don't break. Don't be a Harbor Freight replacement. If I can hit it, get my purse out and hit it. It's a little dry. See how tight this is before I knock the caliper off of there. Oh, not tight at all. Okay. Before you tell me to lube the slides and do all that mess, I will say these will probably get replaced eventually, and I'll do that then. But this is just, can I get home? We're running out of daylight, and this is the last day I have to work on this thing. So, well, here's our charcoal briquette pads. I don't know if you can see that through the shadows, getting dark. Chipped up, broken up, coming apart. Wear indicator rubbing. Maybe at least it's worn pretty evenly, but yeah, definitely done. And the worst part is the seal is half gone on the caliper. So I'm gonna have some business decisions to make here soon. But let's get this guy off and see what the bearings look like. They look like bearings that we got. Timken, yep, okay, well, that's good. It's a good start. The roller, good start. They don't feel rough, so they're fine. Just need greased. We didn't totally melt the inner wheel seal. Ooh, that grease. She looks like she got mighty warm. Literally melted out of here. Let me bring you in here. I'll show you what we're talking about here. Stuff is running down here. It got so hot and blistered it from riding the brakes when we were having to tow this with a chain. It got really hot. It is what it is. Clean this guy up here and pack the bearings. They seem to be okay. Well, at least the outer does. I got to take the inner out. We'll knock this guy out. See what he looks like. And get this put together. Here's your caliper. Not great. There's a chunk of seal that came off. but it is not leaking. That's the main thing. So I may still be looking to use this guy. It does seem to work. Yeah, pin floats okay. I mean, relatively, yeah, that does pin things, floaty things. So okay, let's get back to work cleaning up our bearings, repacking those bad boys, new pads, new rotor, and I'll let you know on the caliper. Let's see what we can do with this caliper here. Move that guy out of the way. I got this. It's a very customized tool here. This is a crusty, rusty, Fixin rusty caliper compression tool. It's custom, it's special. Found it about out back, lubed it up, and we're gonna give it a rip. See what she'll do. I don't have a pair of channel locks that big, which usually works fine. Collapse our piston if all goes well. Come on, man. Cheater pipe on this thing here. Did it do anything? A little bit. Let me see if it's actually moved. Man. Try it on the outer edge maybe. I don't know how much that actually did. We may have to let the bleeder out on this thing to do this. Just trying to avoid doing that. Come on now. There we go. There she goes. That's better. Maybe just help it a little bit. What do you think? Can't hurt, right? No. No. That's not gonna do it. Let's see where this is headed. Down to old Calipersville. Okay. Waste of time. Check. Sorry about the shadows here. It just kind of is what it is, you know. Can't really do a lot about it at this point. Let's get bearings, rotor, and then looks like we're putting calipers on it. Let's get this guy back on here. Got our new rotor cleaned up. Wheel bearings packed. Slob a little on here. Got a rotor sprayed off with brake cleaner to get all the packing dust on it so that you can go ahead and grab it with your greasy hands and put it right back on. What the heck? What do we got here? Oopsie. Okay, that's never happened before. That's just glorious. You gotta be kidding me. The seal fell out. Okay, that's new. Yeah, needs a new seal, FYI, but I don't have one, so we're gonna have to just roll with what we got for now, and then I will go and put a new one in it when we get home. There we go, that's better. That's more like it. I've never seen one fall out like that. Probably because it got hotter than the sun. Couldn't have had anything to do with it. Get a castle nut here. You guys can see that, hopefully. I like to kind of just give this guy a little spin. Yeah, starting to get a little drag on it there. And then we'll back it off to the nearest hole that we can get the cotter key in. This should be good to go. We gotta hurry up. We gotta get on the road in the morning, and it's getting late. It's already almost 6 o'clock. It's dark here. Sun's already gone behind the building. I was looking forward to being done with this thing. She said, no, not today. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'm not surprised. You guys know how it is working on this old junk, right? It's just, every time you think, this is gonna be easy, or we're gonna be quick. And you guys like it when people do that, so we'll do that. Okay. Guess I do need the hammer. Be right back. Oh, got the old whacking stick here. Yeah, this wooden handled rusted screwdriver. This is pretty neat. We're just kind of working with, most of these tools is just what I found laying around. A lot of this, I mentioned this, but this is one of my grandpa's old shops on their property. He passed away a few years ago. This is where we had the ability to park this truck once I got it last time, and just kind of rummaging around and using a bunch of his old tools and his old stuff, so it's pretty cool to get to do that. So, in his old shop, so kind of a neat experience. I think we're good. Let's see about this guy. I'm gonna sit him up here and see if this will just hold it in place for me long enough to get that caliper bolt off. I think this is what they say in the GM service manual you're supposed to do. Okay, that's loose. This is our half-used caliper with used bolts and corners rounded on the grease zerk and compressor clamp marks here. So I don't know what I'm gonna get with this one, but I guess we're gonna have to find out. It's all we got, so it's probably better than what I got here. All right, spring clips and 2 sets. I need a 1 and a 1. Okay. And this guy needs to, I think, go over here, right? Yep, he's got to sit right there. Right there. Baling hay out here? Like something. Is that time of the year? Huh, that doesn't quite want to fit right. Interesting. I guess that's it. Okay. And our clip here. Okay. Just think she's got to go like so. And then you go. Boop. There you go. Push her here. Push her there. Push her everywhere. Roy Kent. Let's get our washers ready to go before we get too carried away. Always remember, bleed her up. You're going to get in a hurry and you're going to forget. Because these will go left and right. Echo. But when you do that, you're never going to get it to bleed. Yep. And yep. Tight. And you want to get that one tight. Those will leak on you if you don't. You want to crush that copper washer really good so it doesn't. Sometimes you got to stack the copper washers if they still want to leak. And just try to make sure you don't have too much grease and stuff on your rotor here when you're done. I already broke my rule of putting rotors on and not painting the center section, but again, unique circumstance. So anyways, should be good on that side to bleed it. We got to get around, do the same thing on the other side. We'll get it to this point and then it's time to bleed the brakes. So I think I'll just do that off camera since you just saw the process. I'll let you know if anything remarkable happens or unremarkable. That's it. That's C10 brakes. You know when you try to do the right thing and the right thing bites you in the ass? Well, that's where we're at right now. So take you around here and I'll show you kind of what fun we've been into now as it's getting dark. We got our new brake set up over here. Went pretty smoothly, no big deal. Went to bleed the brakes, getting absolutely no pressure at either one of these. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, brake hoses, master cylinder, prop valve. Don't want to get into the prop valve. I have a new master. I have the brake hoses already. Don't want to get into it. Crack the line on the inside of the brake hose on the frame rail, and there's your problem. It's the brake hoses it would look like, at least on the left front. So show you what we got here. This is kind of what I came up with, a temporary deal. Got that line cracked loose, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got a vacuum assortment here for when we desmogified this thing. So I just took a vacuum cap and stuck it on the end of that brake hose there. That way the master cylinder won't run out and go dry, and then we got to bench bleed that. So I'm in the process now of trying to find a socket. We're rummaging around in here to see if we can find one for that 5/8 thread sheet metal nut on the inside of the frame that holds the brake hoses on these. I think it's a 1 inch probably, or 15/16. So we're working on that right now, and then I got to get in here and get this brake hose out on both sides. Luckily I have new ones already, and we'll get those replaced. See if we can get this thing bled. We're trying to get as much done before it gets dark. We've got lights, but it's always easier to do it before it gets dark. So that's where we're at. I'll try to get another update today. I might not though, so no guarantees. If you don't see me on another update, then I'll see you tomorrow. But I got to get back to work because we don't have a lot of time. You know, as they say, you got a long way to go and a short time to get there. So that's where we're at right now. The last update for the night. Little campfire chat here. We're almost to the point we're going to bleed here. As you can tell or can't tell, new brake hoses, that's in. Those really aren't too bad if your lines come loose. Fortunately, everything on this truck has come apart pretty well. Don't usually have too bad of issues with that in this part of the country. But we're about to start trying to bleed it. I think we'll be okay. There was brake fluid at both steel lines where they connect to the brake hoses, and fluid was running out of the hose on the other side before I could get it connected to the caliper. So we're gonna start that process here and see what we got, but I think we'll be successful. But I don't know, if you guys want to hang out, we'll watch and do stuff in the dark here. Here goes nothing, I suppose. Yeah, go ahead and pump it up. Oh, yep, okay, do it again. Okay, these Chinese fittings in these damn things are not quite a 10, not quite a 7/16, and not quite a 3/8. All right, go ahead and pump it up one more time. Okay, that one's good. No air out of that one. Okay, let's check the master cylinder and go to the other side. All right, so we get on this other side. All right, go ahead and pump it up. Ooh, got fluid there. Okay, we'll do it one more time. I think we're pretty much already there. Yeah, no air at all. Anyways, I'm gonna blast some of this with brake cleaner, kind of clean up this a little bit. And we'll take it for a test drive. Hopefully it's good. Make a lap around here. See which ditch our headlight's pointing at. And then I think we'll call it a day. Come back in the morning, load everything up, and I think we'll be ready to hit the road. Knock on brake rotors here. Any better with an alternator? No. Any of our dash lights work? No. Okay, perfect. Don't need them anyways. Where's my backup camera? These headlights are something else. I wish you could see it. Oh my, because I can't see it. Let me turn this light so it's blinding me. Sorry. Sorry, it's going to get a little Blair Witchy up in here. You know, this is what being a professional YouTuber is all about, right? Well, I almost ran off the road. Grass trail. Let me show you a little bit about what I'm seeing here. Making a hot lap. And this is how awesome our headlights are. The question though is, do we have any brakes, right? Isn't that what we came for? So let's oh yeah, she's got brakes. She got good brakes and pedal. What a concept. We didn't have pedal before. We've got an annoying buzz anytime the headlights are on. You can't see a damn thing with them on. Hold up, I got an idea. Can't see a damn thing. Be right back. Okay. Sorry, I don't have any light anymore, but we got a headlight. Just don't mind me, just out here slipping clutches. See if we can get her back back in the shop. This thing is long legged, I'm telling you. Oh, just killed it. There we go. Okay, officially done for the day. We got brakes. We got good brakes now. So I'm tired. I'm beat. It is 8:40. Been out here since about 8:30 this morning. So it's been a good 12 hours out here. We got a lot done today. Pretty happy with that. So we're gonna get back in the morning, get this thing loaded up, and I think we're gonna put it on the road, see what happens. So anyways, thanks for watching so far. If you guys like what you're seeing, go consider subscribing, do all that stuff. If you want to support the channel, I've got a link to Amazon down there in my description on the channel and all the videos. It's just a general link to Amazon. You click it, anytime you buy anything on there, it flips me a few percentage of commission. So it doesn't change the prices you pay, it doesn't cost you anything. It's just a way to kind of pay me without you having to pay me. So, you know, anything helps. So if you want to do that, cool. If not, it's cool too. But anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. And all right. Well, good morning. Welcome back to the country and our final day here in Oklahoma with our C10 old farm truck. I haven't given it a name yet. If y'all got any good names, let me know. Yeah, farm truck. That's just what I've been calling it. We need to come up with something better though. Time to start loading up. I've pretty much got everything else ready to go. Last night did a little run through, as you saw. Brakes work. I think we're gonna set up, start getting things packed, dump some seafoam in it. What else? Oh, I got a cigarette lighter. I'm gonna wire that in real quick. That way we've got power on the way home. Got a new Bluetooth speaker. We'll get that guy going, and I think we're ready. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to chicken scratch around here, get us some voltage, so we're good. Know that one works, so let me go get that sucker and get it wired in here. We gotta have our tunes, and we gotta be able to charge these camera batteries to keep this top-notch content coming, right? So yeah, we're running 12, so I think we're good there. Let's get that wired up. And our cigarette lighter has been installed with the utmost care. She's conveniently grounded to the dash. And we got red light, so we're good to go. And one last thing before we hit the road. Give her the old sticker treatment here. Perfect. I think that's gonna do it. We are packed up, cleaned up. I still got room for more junk. Maybe if I find something on the way home. So let's hit the road. I think it's 440 some odd miles taking the back way home in about 7.5 hours if I'm lucky. Oh, Bluetooth speaker on the dash. This is the accommodations. We got the Bluetooth, we got the power inverter, we got the thermometer. Things get serious. See you guys on the road. All right, here we go. First update, we are about 20 miles in and she started getting hot, like hot. It's creeping up, running terrible on the top end, like didn't want to go up through the RPM, just sluggish. Like I kind of mentioned, we made probably about 20 miles or so and I pulled off here, found this trip here. Little church here, small town America. Anyways, she was getting hot, so I got to doing some research. I'm thinking the cat is possibly plugged, and it may still be, but I had this valve tied back here. I don't know if you can see it, the heat riser valve on the exhaust, and I'm pretty sure I had it tied closed. So I pulled the cap off of it, cut the zip tie off of it, and it's got that's the other way now, and so I think that's right. So we're gonna drive it. It's cooled down. I topped it back off with coolant. We're gonna drive it a little bit and see how it does coolant wise. See if that was our problem. If not, we'll be going by O'Reilly and chopping the cat off of it and getting some flex pipe and do a little exhaust work on the side of the road. So that's what I got for now. Let's get back on the road. All right, we made it another 5 miles. Just made it into town here to O'Reilly. Seems a lot better. That definitely fixed the problem. She is much peppier, runs way better. Didn't get hot or anything. Along the way, the oil pressure gauge kind of started dropping a little bit. It kind of flickered a few times, then it just went to 0, and it doesn't seem to respond to anything. So I think the gauge just kind of went nuts. Something happened there. I don't think it's the engine, because I drove it several miles like that, and it sounds fine. Got out and listened to it, and I don't hear any valve train noise or any clatter. I think it's just the gauge. So we're gonna keep going. Just assume our gauge took a dump on us there. Oh, I did buy a cat delete kit here. We got a flex pipe, a straight pipe in case this isn't long enough, and some extra clamps just in case. Oh, and a thermostat housing gasket just in case I decide that I do need to put a thermostat back in it. We're ready for it. I got a couple thermostats in the back. We got this. It's getting hot, as you can see. Temperature check. We're knocking on 100 degrees in the cab here. But we're having a good time. So let's jam it back on the highway, put down some miles, and hopefully things pick up. Getting hot again. I don't know if you can hear that. She's angry, but it runs better. She just likes to get home, so she's not happy. Okay, well, couple hypotheses still here is no thermostat in it. The water's moving too fast. It's getting too hot. I got a thermostat housing gasket, as you saw, and I do have some thermostats, so we'll put one in there maybe if we need to, if this thing cools down enough. And maybe the cats are plugged up. Maybe I try one fixed, see if it helps. If not, then do the other one in the next 20 miles when it gets hot again. But it does run way better, so that was definitely a problem, that exhaust valve. It's a nice day. It's hot. Stick around. I'll be back with another update here in a little bit. All right, we're at a sticker patch in somebody's driveway up country. I got the saw out. Let's see if we can do some chopping here. Easy on the wrist. Right in my mouth. We gotta be close. I got about 6 blades. All of them are worn out. Really should fix that. Whew, we're right there. There we go. Ooh, that's thick. I think your blade is done. It's starting to change colors. See if I can find another equally dull one. Get out of the sticker patch for a second. And this one's a little tricky to get to. You almost gotta let the cat fall on your head. Oh, see that? You guys having fun over here too? I am. I can't think of a single thing I'd rather be doing. Carrier bearings holding in there. You're not looking good. At least I got something right. A little sketchy when some guys in your driveway cut the cat converter off. Thieves make this look a lot easier. You know, probably a new blade would help. Oh, let go. It's got to be doing something, right? Damn, that thing's heavy. Ugh. Well, what we've got is a problem. 2.5 I bought is too small and too big at the same time. Can't get it inside or outside of either end of this. This is like kind of nasty corroded on, but I can try to get it off. That's about our only option here unless we drive it this way to the next closest O'Reilly open header. I don't know, we'll figure it out. We'll get something to work here. Update time. I think we're in, where are we at? Duncan, Oklahoma. Mighty Duncan. We made it from somewhere north of Marlow. I know that doesn't mean much, but that means about, I don't know. We probably went 20 something minutes, so 15, 17 miles through 2 small towns. And the temp is sitting on the mark between 100 and 210 the whole time, so it's creeping up now that the truck's off, but seems to be better. I haven't gotten it out and been able to drive at 65 or 70. We've been doing a lot more 55 to 35 through city, going through gears kind of stuff, so we'll know more when we get out on the highway and push it a little bit. But right now that seems to be the fix, cutting the cat off of it and putting the thermostat in it. So I'm gonna get in here and take these exhaust pieces back. This thing is loud. I could probably deal with it, and as long as you're not in the gas all the time, it's not too bad. But going through these small towns, especially if it starts getting dark, I don't want to draw any more attention to myself than I have to. Let's see if we can do this. It should cool off a lot quicker without that cat on there. So we'll see if I can find the right size exhaust pipe and just get something clamped in there so we can make it a little bit quieter. Just wrapping up the final touches on our conglomeration here. It's working, I think. I thought I was about done being underneath this thing, but no. Is it tight yet? Might rattle a little, but it'll work. What we got is a 2 1/4 pipe I cut down just to use the non-swedged part, an adapter from 2 1/4 to 2 1/2, a 2 1/8 flex pipe that fit inside that would fit inside this, and 2 1/4 clamp and 3 2 1/2 clamps. So there you go. That's how you, if you want to do a cat delete on one of these, that's how you do it. Stopped again next to some cows, it looks like. Still getting a little warm. It only got to about 210, but it was creeping up, so I figured let me get off and check on it. It was staying really consistent there for a while, but started getting hot again. I mean, it's the heat of the day too. It's almost 5 o'clock, so it's kind of the worst time of the day for this. So really need to keep it like 55 and under to kind of help this thing. So I'm gonna try to do that. I just took a few degrees of timing out of it. It's about 9 or 10 now. It wasn't 12. So hopefully that will help. That's the plan. So I'm going to put this thing back together and get back on the road and see if we can make it a little bit further. another getting a little hot. It was doing really good, and then it kind of started to creep, and then we slowed down to make a turn, and at that light, it got pretty warm, made the turn, and I just pulled in here and letting it kind of idle. It kind of cools off when it idles, oddly enough. Usually that's not good for it. I need to get going slow speed to get some air going. I'll try to get it down, but I might go ahead and put another take another couple degrees of timing out of it, and we'll go from there. So we'll just keep on keeping on. We put a good bit of miles down there. Drove almost an hour, I think. So that's the best we've done yet. So we gotta just keep going. Went ahead and just decided to pull over here. This thing is not wanting to cool. Once we try to take off again, I need to top the cooling system off again. So in the meantime, while we're doing that, while we're waiting on it to cool off to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and work on these lights. We got this guy here kind of pointing at the ground because the clip is broken. The grounds are terrible in these headlights, so I think what I'm gonna do is tie all this stuff together and we're gonna just hardwire it. I've got sockets. I'm just gonna hardwire this thing right to the battery, see if we can get high and lows all time, and get them kind of somewhat aimed so that we can drive at night. Wasn't planning on driving at night. Actually would like to have been home before dark, but that's not the reality we're in, and I feel like there's not a lot of places to stop out here, and this truck I think is going to do its best at night. Once it cools off, we're going to have our best chance to put some miles down once the sun goes down. So I think that's what we got to do. So I'm going to get to wiring this setup and let this guy cool off. We'll flush the coolant. I'll probably get the timing light out again, check it, and maybe take another couple degrees out of it, and then we'll see what happens. Figured now would be a good time to show you some of this expert wiring I've been dealing with the headlight. This socket has been replaced at some point with this conglomeration of wire nuts and electrical tape. So there's that. And I don't even want to show you the other one. Well, I decided, against my not so better judgment, that I probably ought to put a fuse or something in line on those lights if I'm going to hardwire them right to the battery. So it just so happens that there's a True Value here up the street a few blocks at the main street, and it closes at 7, and we're at what, 6:42. So let me walk up here and hope nobody in this fine small town messes with my stuff. I trust people for the most part to leave things alone, so I'll be back in a few minutes. So let's go see if we can find a fuse holder, maybe a switch if I get ambitious. Probably not, probably just a fuse holder, and I'll just pull it out to turn them off, and maybe we won't burn the truck down. Maybe we should burn the truck down at this point, I don't know. Fuse holder and fuse assortment acquired. Nice little mom and pop, kind of fancy kind of mom and pop True Value hardware here in Henrietta, Texas. So if you're ever coming through and you need some hardware or anything like that, check it out. It's kind of swanky. They got a little bit of everything in there. All right, back to the C10. Let's see if we can get some headlights rigged up. Check out the fine handiwork. We've got our headlamp harness wired up down to here. Here's our switch / fuse holder. Got that guy in. Snakes across here. Here we go. And ground and high beam. And I'm grounding it right to the battery because I don't want any issues and I want them as bright as I can get them. So hot and ground right to the battery. There you go. There you go. I think we're ready now. Got water, a couple gas station burritos, some Doritos, and fun fact, we do still have to turn our headlights on so that our tail lights come on, but when we do, the gauges hate it and they all peg. Well, this one pegs, this one goes to 0. So I guess we're just going to have to periodically turn the headlights off to check the temperature. So that's a fun new twist, as if there weren't enough already. All right, enough of that. Let's hit the road. Temperature check in the truck if you're curious. it to Hiko, Texas, I believe we're at. It's a little after 10 o'clock. We got 3 hours and 1 minute to go, 184 more miles. Doing pretty good so far. The cool weather's definitely helped. Although when I shut it off here, the temp went really high. And before I shut it off, I was just gonna leave it idling. But looking at everything now, it's not hot. Under the hood, it's not hot. These gauges are kind of screwy, so I don't know what that is. Let's go see what we got in here. Our headlights are still looking good. Oh shoot, we lost one. When did that happen? Oh no. I didn't even notice that. Did we lose one? Oh shoot, what happened? When did we lose it? Oh no. Well, how about this? How about we just wire in the low beam bulb and see if that works? I don't really know why that stopped working. It was working fine. I thought it was. I swear when I pulled in it was working. Maybe not. Guess we got 3 hours to go, and I'm going to get this headlight fixed. Maybe go and grab another Gatorade, another water, and hopefully we can get back on the road. Yeah, that's hot, but this guy down here, not really that hot. I'm not really hearing any bubbling or gurgling. She might have pushed a little, but not much. Alright, see if we can get this headlight fixed and then get going. We're back with 2 working headlights, although one's a high beam, one's a low beam. I think we get the point. I just jammed this one in there, no fuse. Take my chances, and let's get back on the road. Well, here we are again. Same song, different verse. No water. I guess she pushed it all out. It was acting kind of funny about 60 miles ago on that last stop. Probably because it was out of water, about half out of water. Got 4 gallons here. Hopefully that'll get us home. I dumped a bunch in this thing. We're just going to top this thing off. And it's cooled down. It's plugging up the radiator, I think. It's acting like the upper hose on the left side of the radiator gets hot. The right side doesn't. The cap's not hot, but there's steam. All that may be because it's out of water too. So anyhow, I'm gonna finish topping this guy off. It's already pretty much cooled down, and hit the road and see how many more times we can do this. Problem is it's now 12:15 in the morning. It's pretty rural out here, so you've got a little bit between towns and gas stations and stuff. So we're getting in it. Something happened to our other headlight, so now we lost the low and the high beam on this side. So I don't know. We're running kind of low on ideas. I don't know. Hey, it's all I got, okay? I'm just trying to not get pulled over and try to make it home. Might work.
So much Baker.
Howdy, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
When you started seeing him play, but it was The reason for the stop is I was unable to read your plate.
I think he's a better thrower.
Do you have your driver's license?
I do. I just bought this truck in Oklahoma, and I'm trying to get it home.
Okay.
It's been sitting in a field for 25 years, and I just got it running.
Okay.
And so it's still got the old plate on it. It's getting hot. I've had to stop. It's been a freaking mess. You see my custom headlight.
Yeah.
To burn out the high beam and the low beam on one side, and everybody's closed.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get home, so I'm like, well, zip tie light up there, I guess. It's all I got. So
Yeah.
I got a bed full of parts.
Yeah, I see that. Here's your driver's license back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you off with a warning for everything. Like I said, I've been there, done that, so I get it.
Okay, I appreciate
just be safe driving home. I don't know. More than likely, if you see San Antonio, they're probably gonna pull you over. But just be safe getting home.
Okay.
You know, you got that one headlight, so you're doing the vice grip thing. I like it, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So
Does it start up though?
I think
Okay.
it should.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Be safe. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
What a day. Farm truck made it though. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll have a kind of a recap on everything, but just wanted to do a quick update, let you know I did make it home. It is, what time is it here? 2:56 a.m. So there you go. But we are home and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Wow, what an adventure that was. That was crazy. It was a blast though. Love every minute of it. The C10 content will keep on rolling on. Not next week, may take a few weeks off from this one and we'll get back on it later. We got the Blazer to get back on. Got some other stuff coming also. Kind of deciding on what order to do things, but I just want to say thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. I know it's a long video. Thanks for sticking around if you made it this long. Ways to support the channel. Got an affiliate link for Amazon down in the video description and on the channel description. If you want, click on that link. It'll take you right to the Amazon homepage. It's going to look the same. All it is just Amazon throws me a little bit of commission anytime you buy anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be car parts or cat food or garden hose or whatever. It doesn't matter. So any little bit helps. I certainly appreciate it. Oh, we are at 1,000 subscribers, so that's why you're probably seeing ads in the videos now if you're not a YouTube Premium member. So that's pretty cool. We've got there way faster than I ever would have imagined. So that's thanks to everybody that keeps watching. So I appreciate it. Stick around if you like the C10 content. We've got plenty more of that. We got 83 here. I got my tan truck back and kind of way tucked back way back up there in the front. My brown truck, my 77 Larry, took that one to a car show today, so I had a lot of fun there. So but anyways, thanks guys, and I will see you on the next one.